What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight on 20,000 Films, we will be reviewing A24's newest film, Civil War. So, grab your nearest American flag and ask yourself, what kind of American are you? Stay tuned.
What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of 20,000 Films Under the Sea. I'm one of your directors tonight, Arnell Pearson, alongside the wonderful Twitch.tv's DJ.
Yeah. What up?
DJ, how are you?
up?
It is a Friday, my good sir. It is Friday.
Yes,
We're
sir.
here. We're doing the thing, man. What's up? What's popping? How you doing?
Dude,
How's your week?
I'm doing good, man. Had a good night's sleep. Went to and then woke up, went to go see this movie, and then I came back home, ate some good food. Now we're here, dude.
That'll do it for you, man. You've had a busy week, dude. You've had a busy week,
Dude,
man.
yeah. I'm actually glad I get to like relax just a little bit. Like
I'm
like
glad
not
that
have
you do, too.
anything
It's
to
Friday.
do or like anything coming up.
You both had Cokes on lock, ready to go.
Is there
Love
of
that for
course.
us. I love that for us, dude. Well, so you got to see the movie today. Do you ever like? I know that like you make that sort of contingency to like make sure that you can like be ready for content and stuff like that. Are you ever like coming in here and you're just like gassed after like seeing the movie itself? Like, are you like?
Nah, dude, cause I see it hours ago. Like I see it usually like right when I wake up. So like
Okay. Okay.
or like I plan to like see it like in the afternoon because I will wake up at around like 11 or 12.
Mm.
So like I make it an effort to like if there is a time slot there, then I'll go. Um but yeah, dude, it's nah, I don't really feel guessed unless if it's like a long ass movie. Like especially remember beginning of last year, I think I watched Avatar. Like that movie left me gassed. Like I had to wake up early to see like 3 hours of that movie.
That was a
Um
long ass movie too, man.
yeah, so, yeah, sometimes I do, but there's usually enough like recovery time, I guess, in between.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, no, I asked because today I'm real fucking tired. We went and saw this, and then we dropped Devin back off at home, and then we got dinner. But typically, like, we'll get Taco Bell after like movies. That's like our like movie night dinner
Mhm.
deal. But we both cooked like Mexican food like the night prior, and then like I've
Ah,
been I've been doing enchiladas for like meal prep for this week, and
mhm.
we had Taco Bell like the night before or something like that. And
Oh,
so
so you're
like
just permanently on the toilet. That's what you
we
are.
yeah we were just like, you know what, we need a taco break. Let's have a taco break. So we ended up getting the second best thing, filet o fish from McDonald's. Is what we ended
Oh,
up getting.
great. That'll definitely remedy the stomach.
Yeah, that'll
Also,
really.
1,000 bits from Esco. Thank you so much, Esco. You
Fucking
have to do that.
Esco, we love you. Thank you. Thank you
Love
so
you.
much.
Appreciate you.
I hope that my story of my microbiome is enough
Growing in your stomach.
to repay you for that, dude. It's been crazy. And so we watched some I don't know if you watched Tournament of Champions, yeah, the cooking show.
No, I have not.
It's a Guy Fieri's cooking
Oh.
tournament. He has like big, chefs
He
like
has
come
another
on,
one,
and
dude. This is his
dude, he
newest
has like
one.
8, dude. This dude has like,
He
he's
has
a
like,
fucking busy guy.
dude. I love what's the fucking one where he's in the grocery store, like they have the maiden grocery.
Guy's grocery games. That's what it is.
Yeah,
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 guys,
yeah.
grocery game. I actually love that show.
I love we
Even
do. We
though it's
watch that as our
dude, it's
like
fucking hilarious.
pastime show. Like if we only have like
Yeah,
a quick 30-40 minutes, we'll just throw on Guy's
yeah.
grocery
Say what you
games.
want about the man. That guy knows how to make an entertaining show.
He
I'm not
sure
gonna lie.
does, man. Like he's been doing it for a minute, dude. He deserves it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, so we watched that and we didn't fall asleep until like fucking 1, and then I had to wake up at like 5 for work. So I'm like,
Ah,
I'm fucking, let's do it, man. Let's fucking do it,
yeah,
dude. I'm here for you, dog. And
I like
we
that.
are here for you folks at home because this is 20,000 Films Under the Sea. Your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want each and every week. If you like that, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services near you. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is cool with us. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Just like Esco Boo Boo is. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, DJ.
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep the lights on and cameras rolling. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking subscribe, the little subscribe bell right there, or
little
by
ding.
leaving, ding, 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 or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea. And we'll be right there waiting for you. Oh, Facha Jeff, it's my fellow O lineman. Yes, sir. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, baby boy? How you doing? I hope you're having a good night. How's it going? Us big boys got to be out here doing the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're always on the front line.
We have some director's commentary, good sir DJ.
Oh yes.
Guys, reminder that episodes of the Shipwreck Show, Death Ratio, and 20,000 Films all released to the public at 6 a.m. Pacific time now. So that is for public listening and viewing. That is available on podcast services. That's available on YouTube. You can catch us on all those wonderful places. And that is available at 6 a.m. Each day for you guys. But our subscribers, our Twitch subscribers, if you are also on our Discord, you get access to those episodes the night that we record them. So my little gremlin ass stays here on the computer, and I just click.
You know. Yeah, fucking
click. And then I get those bad boys uploaded, and then I slap you guys with a link in our Discord and say, hey, here's some shit. I hope you like it. And just hope
like
for the best. You know what I'm saying?
content.
Yeah. Here's for you. This for you.
Be sure to join.
Yeah.
It looks like Fighter Jeff knows you, didn't he?
Yeah. Fighter Jeff he played ball with me in the his school. In the high of school. In the school of high. Actually, I don't want to call it that. I don't want to call it.
You did get high in school, though, right?
I did. I was high a lot.
Yeah, see? Not wrong.
Not anymore,
Not
though.
wrong at all.
Not anymore, though, Twitch. Okay?
Not anymore. We don't do any drugs on this platform.
Yeah, not on here.
We don't control the use of drugs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Be sure to rate us and leave your feedback so we can rise through the algorithm. So, guys, I know that we bone y'all about this shit all the fucking time, okay? If we want new friends, all right, we got to push the podcasts out there. Podcast channels are super fucking weird, okay? Podcast platforms are super weird. They say, you don't get on our front pages and stuff until people start saying that they like you, okay?
Yeah, we're fighting a battle here, invisible battle you guys don't know about. But we need your help. Take up arms. This is a call to action to everyone listening. Okay,
exactly.
Put us onto your friends, your folks, your family if they are interested in movies like this show and 20,000 Films Under the Sea. And then we have also other offerings like Death Ratio. If they like gaming, they like other media stuff. If they just like having a laugh, Shipwreck Shows right there. We have everything for you. You literally have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, little ha-has. If you want a ha-ha, you can watch any of our shows and get a ha-ha. Just depends on what type of ha-ha you want,
That's it.
You want a hee-hee ha-ha? You might want to go to Shipwreck Show. You want a ha-ha-ha? You might want this show.
Or
you want a
you know what I'm saying?
LOL, Lamau? Might go Death Ratio.
Lamau, it's a little Lamau out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yes, go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, find our podcast, find the one that you like the most, go down, scroll down to the bottom of it, and then it's going to say rate, review this podcast. You just click 5 stars, okay, and then you go in the review section and you type, "Wow, can't believe this fucking Devin guy." You know what I'm saying? And then you just hit enter,
Yeah.
send,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. You could, call any of us out, just
hmm
make sure it's 5 stars. You know what I
hmm
mean? You can
hmm
leave any criticism as long as it's 5 stars.
we have six
Okay?
of us available here for you to just criticize the fuck out of in the reviews. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely
Tell
demolish
us who your
us.
favorite is, actually.
hmm
We
hmm
want to we want to know who your favorite GK member is.
Answer the question. How did you find out the size of Devin's dick? You know what I'm saying? That's how you need to
Yeah.
that's what you need to ask. And then lastly, guys, subscriber exclusive content is officially starting at the beginning of next month. That's right. We're gonna start recording stuff for our Twitch subscribers to have access to via our Discord. So again, if you're a Twitch subscriber, get into our Discord. Go in there.
Yeah.
That's where all the goodies are.
It's like
You
free.
guys will be. Jeff says OnlyFans potentially. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
potentially. We got, exclusive stuff. Think about it. You're already subbing to us on Twitch, right? Think of, if you sub to anybody else, dude, you just get a little cool little logo, a little emote. Okay, but we're trying to give you something
Mm,
that make it worth your while to sub
that's
to
right.
us. So, it's like extra toppings on your ice cream, You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it's like, DJ. You're right, Doug. You're right. That's
Exactly.
100% correct, my friend.
Free toppings, not just like, I'm paying for it. It's free toppings.
It is
It's
so
like, yo,
correct.
load my fucking bowl up, and then I take the chocolate chips and just fucking slam it in the fucking bowl.
DJ, it is so correct, my friend. I'm going to allow you to tell the people what we're getting into next, my friend.
Well, I mean, we go through a lot of iterations, right? Especially during our lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
right? We
Mm-hmm.
evolve, we change, we cut some things out, add some things in, but really, we just want to see the final cut.
God damn, baby, the final cut. Da, 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 da. The final cut is our headlining segment, everybody. And tonight, we are talking about one very important thing, DJ. A movie that we
Yeah.
saw of recent. It is A24's
This morning, actually.
this as of this morning. Yes, you are correct.
As of this
for
morning.
you,
As of this video.
last night, but we're here. We have the knowledge now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A24's Civil War, a journey across a dystopian future America, following a team of military embedded journalists as they race against time to reach DC before rebel factions descend upon the White House. Released on April 12th, 2024. Directed by Alex Garland, who's done movies like 28 Days Later, Annihilation, Ex Machina, and much, much more. Music was done by Ben Salisbury Steak. I'm just kidding. But Ben Salisbury. And
Dude, I saw that dude, and I was like, I hope you don't say it.
yeah, I did. I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it. And Jeff Barrow, they both tag team on a majority of their production stuff, pretty much. They've both worked on movies like Ex Machina, Annihilation, and the show Archive 81, amongst some other projects with Alex Garland. This movie had a budget of $50 to $60 million. We don't have an exact amount, but that's still a pretty beefy amount considering some stuff we'll be talking about here in a little bit. It's a lot for A24. Box office so far as of this morning was $2.9 million just from opening night and pre-screenings. And
not bad, I guess.
it's okay for a first night. Yeah.
First night, not bad. We'll probably see more in the weekend because people are gonna go try to see it.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of see where the reactions will be. That's why we're here, DJ. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
So you guys are home.
We're here first. We're actually the first to the shot.
Exactly, baby boy. And finally, a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes. DJ, do you want to hit us with the fun facts tonight? Let's kind of
yeah, sure.
throw some shit down. Go ahead, hit us with it.
We got some fun facts. Kind of fun, not funny, but kind of fun facts.
Fun facts, fishy facts.
Yeah, fun facts. Specifically fun, not funny. Alex Garland told a reporter at the premiere that the pairing of California and Texas was in part to obfuscate. Jesus, that's a word that
yeah,
that is a word.
Obfuscate.
That is man,
Just
the amount of times
gnarly,
that word's just thrown in just to make someone sound like
smart. Yeah.
smart as fuck. Like, I don't even know what that fucking word means.
You could have said like
But I've heard
convolute, like that's a way
or
easier and more
something. I don't
relative.
know.
Like there's a lot of different
I don't know.
options. Anyways.
Journalism is dying. In part to obfuscate the politics, but more importantly, that these two states put aside political differences to challenge an unconstitutional, fascistic, and corrupt president who is killing American citizens. He said, quote, are you saying extremist politics would always remain more important than a president of this sort? That sounds crazy to me. End quote. I don't know. I don't know if I agree about that. But
We'll
I don't
get
know.
into that. We'll get into that.
We'll
I'm
get
sure
into it.
that's going
We'll
to
get
be a
into
major
it.
talking point here.
For A24, at least, who are well known for their artsy mid-budget independent films that run the gamut of genres and styles.
What are these words? What are these words they're
I'm
picking,
sorry,
dude?
whoever wrote this, like, I appreciate your level of vocabulary, but me personally, as someone who's trying to read this to
Gamoot?
other
Gamut?
people,
How do you
is that how you say, or is it
pronounce
gamut? Gamut?
gamut?
It's probably gamut.
Gamut. It is gamut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
gamut.
All right. All right. All right. Let me restart that fact because
Go ahead.
I
Go
just
ahead.
got
Go for
lost.
it. I'll go for it.
For for A24 at least, who are well known for their artsy, mid-budget independent films that run the gamut of genres and styles, Civil War, however, marks their first outright action movie and their first foray into blockbuster filmmaking. Though, sorry, I'm sorry, I can't. Though its $50 million budget is decidedly hot button subject matter, do differentiate it from a normal action blockbuster.
Foray. Jesus
Let me get my
Christ.
laugh. I gotta get my laugh out.
Yeah. You want me to take the next one? I can give the next one if you want.
Yeah, you take that. But I just want to say, from reading Gambit and Obfuscate, and then right into hot button subject matter, it's just there's just a disconnect here for me.
Yeah, I
Okay?
know. It's like they were really, really great, and they were just like, I used up all
Yeah,
my
I don't know
all
what
my
else to
synonyms,
say.
dude.
Yeah, I ran out of syllables.
That's
Or
so
not
where'd
syllables, I ran out of synonyms.
my
I
thesaurus,
ran
it's
out of
gone. I don't
synonyms. They lost the thesaurus like halfway through.
The creation of this film took a pretty massive emotional toll on Alex Garland due to its heavy subject matter, to the point where he said that he would never direct a film again as he'd fallen out of love with filmmaking. His next film, Warfare, will only be co-directed by him, and he has said that he'll focus exclusively on writing afterwards. So yes, this is Alex Garland's official last movie as the director. Interesting stuff.
Very interesting. We'll get into it.
And then lastly, the film's American release date is April 12th, 2024. The real American Civil War began exactly 163 years before that. So they picked the exact date. Exact date. That's A24
years.
level of big brain, dude. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is a big brain. That's a cool choice.
DJ,
Right.
let's talk about it, my boy.
Sure.
What were your thoughts on A24's Civil War?
Man, dude, I have a lot to say.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a lot to think about driving home and in the hours before seeing it this morning and then to right now. And I've been trying to put together my thoughts for this.
Mm.
And I can honestly say that I'm just confused because
Okay.
I don't. Let me just say, this is not me shitting on the film. Okay,
Sure,
this film
sure.
is beautifully shot.
Mhm.
Beautifully shot. Sound design's incredible. Okay, some of
God,
these
it's so good.
scenes, some of these shots in these scenes look really, really good. Like the editing is on point. It's not confusing. The pacing's good, even for a movie that's only an hour and 49 minutes. It didn't feel long or it didn't feel short at all.
Mm.
It felt like a good length to me personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, I'm confused because the whole film I was trying to understand and interpret this film. Understanding Alex Garland's message within this film,
Hmm.
right? Trying to analyze subtext while watching, and like and after watching. Um, and I'm just confused because I don't think this film is this film's core like audience or their target audience. Excuse me, their target audience isn't you and I. It isn't. It isn't people who know who who read up and like stay up to date with current events
Hmm.
and who knows America isn't the best country in the world.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Because to me, I already know like most of the messages that are conveyed in this film, I already think that way. You know what I mean? Like I already don't see America in a light that's favorable, you know? Especially in this day and age of this society. Um it you know what I mean? Like I found it hard to really understand like the core message because really it's like I mean after reading that first fun fact about him um saying like the main government, right? The reason why California and Texas seceded from the United States in this film, and also Florida, which they barely mentioned, by the way,
Right.
um, is because the president the has turned the actual U.S. government into a fascist, like militaristic state, right?
Hmm.
But in the film, it isn't made that clear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like both sides like or I just couldn't identify which side was which, right?
Right.
And there were like killings and murders and acts of terrorism done from both sides, right?
Yeah.
And so I could take the message I could take from this was yeah, war is bad and it divides all of us. No one fucking wins and put into but you could do that with any war film. But I think putting it in the context of it's just American citizens, this is for people who live in America who don't like they don't understand like what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it confuses me. This film confuses me because I don't know what to take from it. Like, am
Okay.
I supposed to think America, like the American government is bad? Is it like our conflict with each other is bad? Right? Or
That's kind of the
because
way that I took it, was that he, because obviously he's very vague in this for like,
right.
I'm sure a fucking galactic amount of reasons, right? Like he's just like
Mhm.
he's not trying to like make it seem like, oh, like this was the fault of the left or the fault of the right, what have you. That doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
It seemed to me that the bigger message was that when we're at odds against each other, nobody wins. And that's kind of like
Right.
the very bare bones thing, which I get where what you're trying to say, because it seems to me that that's very surface level. Like it just seems a little bit
Yeah.
of a hollow message to kind of
I
cover,
thought
because we already know that. You know what I mean?
yeah, because like for me, like, oh yeah, I get it. But like, is there more to this? Is there more to expand on? Like even can I say what happens at the end? Or is it spoiler? Are we doing spoiler free?
I would maybe, yeah, maybe stray away from that if you can. Yeah.
Okay, but okay. I'll say that even though yes, like the 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 actual U.S. government in this the the whole of the U.S. government in this film is set up to be the bad guy.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
is set up to be the bad guy, but also even though you and I just said like it's supposed to gray the line, right? It's supposed to be like, oh, neither side is good or bad. It's not black and white. They make the Western forces look cool as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
They kind of do. They
You
kind of do. Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
they're employing tactics and shit, especially towards like the third act of the film. Like
Hmm.
towards the end, they're rolling up fucking badass. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had
Right.
they
Right.
had fucking tanks, they had fighter jets, dude. Like salute, God bless the Western forces of America. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that was that to me. So that's why I was so confused. Even at the end, they had a picture. Remember, like the film, like when the credits rolled, and then like the exposure of the film slowly started like revealing this cool
This stuff.
picture of the
Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the cool pic like that's a cool pic. That's like the same picture they would take if they like once they murked Osama bin Laden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Like
That level of
right?
cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so and that's badass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what so like am I supposed to feel upset? Am I supposed to feel some type of way? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
this is why this film confuses me so much because it's not that it's not a bad film at all, but I just can't take anything from it. I don't
Okay.
learn anything new. I don't like gain a new perspective on life and living in America as an American citizen.
Sure. Sure.
And I just don't know. I couldn't formulate thoughts. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
walked out. I felt not empty, but it's just I guess I guess I was expecting more.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
and yeah.
let's talk about this then. I mean, you say that the movie itself is really well made. What are some aspects, like some merits of the actual filming of the film that you feel were there for you?
Um I dude, the shots in this film.
God
Like
damn, baby, they had some
actually
fucking shots in
really
this, dude.
good. Dude, like I caught myself a couple times being like, that's a really good use of that effect.
Hmm.
Like, whatever effect they were doing, like especially when when they do like those blurred close-ups and then like it focuses in, which is
Yeah, and I
a
had
lot of
that
time.
the
I was
kind of
like,
like the 3D like Lumina blur
yeah,
like in the
like the
background.
what I don't know if well, I forgot what that's called, but yeah, that effect, like that, like aberration effect. I think I don't know. I don't know if that's
I
right.
think that's as close as we'll be able to get
Yeah,
to it because it's kind of a combination of two different things that they were doing. But yeah,
yeah.
close enough. Yeah.
Because well in this film we followed journalists, right? And in this case they'd be war journalists,
Hmm.
right? War photographers. And the shots of them like taking these pictures of these kind of atrocities and these tragedies happening across America, those are also really well shot,
Right.
and pretty well incorporated into this film. The sound design, I was in the fucking big theater for this because they put it in the
Hmm.
they only
Hmm.
put this in the big theater. Man, gunshots feel like gunshots,
Yeah,
dude.
they felt fucking
Like,
heavy, my dude.
dude, every bullet felt like, dude, you felt it. Like you were right there. Every tank shell, every explosion, every
Uh-huh.
sniper shot,
Uh-huh.
every ricochet, every every impact, bullet impact, it all of it sounded really really nice. um Also, i do I didn't hate the soundtrack.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
I was just like it's like I was like I felt like they could have put a better song, like not a better song, like a different song,
I
in some instances.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um
yeah.
but I
It
mean
was a
some of the song choices
very
were cool.
it was a very A24 soundtrack, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like it was a
that's right. Yeah,
very
it's a
A24, dude.
very
Like,
A24. But the acting in this is really good too. Um, I would say, not like top tier. Like it's because we don't spend like of course we spend along the whole film with this group of journalists.
mhm.
So you start to care a little bit, especially um I guess the main character would be by the end we
Jesse
find out like
and
the main
Lee.
Jesse
Yeah.
Lee. Um I was just more interested in Lee because she's the veteran reporter. She's been to war torn um war torn areas as a war journalist.
Hmm.
Um, and we get a cool shot of her in the tub, like after a traumatic event that happened today or that day. And she's like reminiscing about her past work, like being overseas and in other uh war torn areas
Right.
and her other traumatic experiences. I thought that was cool. I just wish we had more to her character, more to any of these characters, really. Um, I think the most character development we see is from Jesse,
Yeah.
which is
Agreed.
Jesse, who is this new, like, pride-eyed reporter or want like aspiring war journalist who looks up to the veteran journalist Lee,
Hmm.
who tags along for the ride, thinking it's all gonna be, the classic like, "Oh, I want to be like you," bright-eyed like naivety trope. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
finds out literally in the next 5 minutes why that shit is not sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
But she also picks it up pretty fast, and she even gets kind of addicted to it in a way. And I guess,
Hmm.
and also I was also going to point that out as one of my thoughts. Um, uh, like one of the messages I was saying, like one of the messages I could take, like, am I supposed to take the message of like the greediness of wanting to get that perfect shot? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? To
Right.
to
Right.
be there to record it, because that is also a kind of a, I guess, a subplot or a subtext type of thing
Hmm.
throughout the film as well, because they are world journalists and they're capturing in real time these shootings, these killings, like these battles, and even to the point at the end as well. I know you know what I'm talking about
Right.
at
Yeah.
the
Of
end.
course. Yes. Yeah.
Uh, and and the varying levels of how these journalists work. Like Joel, one of the members of the journalists, he's like, I got a hard on for a fucking battle. Like I want to, see a battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so like, and that's what I'm saying. It's confusing to me because, like, what are we promoting here? Like, if it's bad, why not it all be bad? Why are we, or like, at least if a character in the film has this like hard on this for this gung ho ness, this like, I want to see a fucking battle. I want to see people like fucking die and then, like, shit blow up. Why is there not like, I guess they do get that consequence of that towards the end, but it doesn't feel as satisfying as it should. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
the consequences for these actions. I don't know.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
fair, man.
those are my thoughts.
Well, I'm in a pretty similar boat to you. I felt that there were definitely some issues with what they were trying to portray here. Because there's kind of a lot going on. There's like simultaneously not a lot going on and a lot going on at the same time in this movie. And they kind of like ebb and flow between those two different things. So I mean, like the to me it felt like this weird constant juggle of trying to say like, hey, we can't be at odd at ends with each other all the time because this could be the end result, and then also trying to say the interest of people of wanting to be so involved in like the media atrocity of things is not
Mhm.
good. The way that there's a lot of different things that Alex Garland is seemingly kind of just throwing on the table a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
All
we're, you
fine,
know,
but it seems like those things I feel like I would have been a little bit more committed into what's going on if we got that sort of straightforward message a little bit more. So I see where you're coming from
because
there.
like to me, the topic of another American Civil War is such a fucking baseball bat to the face,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
For the point to then like find out the baseball bat is made of plastic. You
Yeah,
know
it's a
what I
wiffle
mean?
ball
Like,
bat. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's a wiffle ball bat. Like okay, um, Alex Garden, like, he lays out the whole arsenal for you.
Hmm.
right, of all these messages, but you realize all the weapons are dull, and you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Well, so,
Right? I'd
to
rather
sort of
you, yeah, I'd rather you take one of these blades or this baseball and give me like either an aluminum baseball bat or sharpen this blade till it like cuts through anything and
so
it cuts right into me.
so
You know what I mean?
to kind of translate what you're saying for the people at home, I
Yeah,
think if
sorry.
I'm hearing it right, that because I'm feeling I'm picking up what you're putting down here, right?
Yeah.
I too also wish that like this is such a big subject matter that he would have just went there. Just
Yeah.
go there. You know what I mean? Like if you're
Take
gonna
it there.
go there all the way. And it seemed like he was like there and he was like, hey, this is the setting, this is what we're gonna talk about in this. But let's do it from the perspective of someone that like has no real involvement in what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like the
Or
involvement
like
is
just
super
different,
surface level.
yeah, but or just different perspectives. Like
Hmm.
as like what if like take example, there's that humanitarian like little cove like they stop at, right?
Right. Yeah,
Like that in that little like football stadium,
yeah. Hmm.
right? Like I wish there was more like interaction there. Like someone from that who lives there could like have a little episode, have a little scene, right, of what life is like in a war torn America and how they're coping. Or you could really send home like the United States of America, like the US government is are dickheads by like having US forces try to take over that camp or bomb it.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like cuz I thought that shit was going to get bombed from the way the film was going. I
right,
was like
right.
that shit's going to go like they're showing all these nice things, these people having fun, having a good time. Um I thought that shit was going to blow up. But it did. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the reason for that then."
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm not saying like I want violence in action in every scene, but I think there's parts where I'm like, "Oh, I don't understand why you're showing me this. Like, why is it important for me to see this? As a viewer, why
hmm.
is it important for me to see
Sure,
this?"
sure.
You
That's
know?
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I said, I'm in the same boat with you, and so I want to take a moment to make sure we're clear on the table here. This is a good movie. This is a
It's
good
a good
movie.
movie.
It's a well made movie, and I think that that's very important for us to point out first and foremost is that like by no means is like obviously it's a bit of a detriment to the movie to have a little bit too convoluted of a message it's trying to portray, but the movie is really well made in the sense of its cinematography. Like you mentioned, the
Mhm.
sound design is really dope, dude. Every like you said, every bullet shot felt heavy. Like it felt
Yeah.
heavy, dude. Like every encounter, like action set piece that we had felt like it had stakes because of everything put together, including the audio design and what was happening
Mhm.
and unfolding story wise. I think that
Yeah.
this I will go as far as to say that I did think that this movie was a lot well acted. This casted a really good job of kind of like making us
There just
feel.
wasn't a lot of writing, like a lot of dialogue. There was a
There
lot
wasn't
of
a lot of
emotional,
dialogue.
like
Yeah.
physical acting. Like,
Hmm.
like you can tell when someone's fucking shitting their pants, dude, in an encounter, dude. They're like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
and that they did well. They I think they pulled that off. Especially the girl who plays Jessie, Kaylee
Oh yeah, for
Spaney.
sure.
She did a very good job of really making us feel that she was way in over her head. You know what I mean? And like
Hmm.
and that like we followed that as sort of the main story beat of this entire thing was kind of just seeing this girl jump into the pool and letting Jesus take the wheel a little bit,
Hmm.
figuratively and literally in that sense. But I do think that this movie is well made. It's A24. Like they've yet to
Yeah.
make a legitimately bad movie. I don't think they
Mhm.
have any bad movies, so to speak.
Yeah.
I do think that they have a good a good armful of movies that are incredibly mid, like
Yeah, but
amazingly
like,
mid. This is not one of
like
those movies to me.
yeah, like but this movie, like as you said, like it's A24. It's a well made movie. Like it's you're it's not a waste of your time, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like if honestly, if I turned my brain off and I watched this film, I thought this film would be, like, amazing. You know what I mean? Like
And that's kind of where I wanted to lean into is I do feel that there is a place for this movie in which if you kind of just sort of suspend some disbelief and allow yourself to, I don't know, lower your IQ a little bit. Not
yeah,
as far down as we do for like Fast and Furious movies. You know what I mean? Not that far down. But like
yeah,
maybe two notches and say, hey, you know, because here's the deal. A lot of us, ourselves included, went into this
mhm,
movie expecting this huge war film, pretty much. We went into thinking that it's going to be this massive action set piece with fucked up stuff happening. It's going to be a grueling story. Like that's kind of what we all expected as an audience. We went into this
that's how it
finding
was
out
advertised.
that that's how it was advertised, and we come to find out it's actually just from a journalist perspective that is kind of just in the middle of all this happening. And
It's very
our
centrist, like, very, very centrist.
well, and I think
Yeah.
that's the problem that you and I are having is that
Right.
because his point is not to lean in either direction here, and he's trying to say that doesn't really matter. It feels very 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 on the fence, and because it does, like, it doesn't feel like he's willing to commit in any direction or another.
Mhm.
To me it beats as a like they don't want us divided, you know. If we're divided they'll
Yeah,
take
dude, it's
over.
like I'm like,
It
if
feels
I
like
went through
that.
this journey with you, if I went through this journey with you, and like just like, you know, when you hit the end of a story, it's like it's the friends we made on the way. It's not like any like cool treasure or anything.
Right,
You're
right,
like,
yeah.
well, like it's cool, I guess, but like I was hoping for like I don't know something else. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
no, for
Like
sure, for sure.
it's like that. It's like that. It's like okay, I could see this message coming from a mile away,
Mhm.
but I was hoping that it wasn't that, you
That
know?
there was
But I
something
mean, I
deeper
guess I'll take it.
there, and
Yeah,
it
you
wasn't. It really
know?
really wasn't. So now,
Because
because
I
of
was
such though,
advertised.
I do feel that like it's important to make sure that we're pointing out here that like if your expectations are like, hey, this is a movie about like journalists' involvement in a war, then this is actually a very great fucking movie. If that's the direction that he would have committed in,
Mhm.
and leaned into a little bit harder, because if he would have done that, he would have been able to have a little bit more character development with these main characters that we have involved in this sort of zombie land type road trip
Yeah.
story that we're
Mhm.
getting in this, which is not at all when we think A24 Civil War prior to seeing this movie. Zombieland esque road trip movie is not what I
Yeah,
thought it
we
was going
this
to
is
be.
not on our bingo card at all, dude. That was not there.
And that's what it is. It is
It
that.
is.
It is four people, four main characters on a road trip having a thing come up. They solve the thing, they get back in the car, they continue, thing comes up, they solve the thing, they get in the car, they continue. And that's kind of the rotating thing of this movie. The thing is that this Civil War acts as sort of just a set piece around them
Yeah.
doing this shit. And
Mhm.
uh and
You could
like
put this
just
in any context. I'm gonna be honest. You could put it in any you could put it like exactly
literally,
in the
literally.
zombie land. You could put it in a
Hmm.
zombie
Hmm.
context and it would still work.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
literally. Because we've seen this before in many, many other movies. Hangover.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not even an action set piece at
Yeah.
all. It's just four dudes fucking hungover, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen this before. So it, to me, like, a majority of my positive outlook on this movie is mostly due to how beautiful everything is. The quality
Mhm.
of the movie is fucking way up there, because
It's up there.
there were
Yeah.
moments. I will say too, this movie did a very very good job of making moments that were supposed to feel very anxious and uncomfortable feel anxious and uncomfortable.
Dude, that
Um,
scene where are you from? The where are you from
Jesse
scene.
Plemons. Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
Listen, if there's anything we know about Jesse Plemons, if he's in your movie, if he's in the movie you're watching, he's gonna fuck some shit up, dude. Like, period.
Yeah.
Point blank. He's gonna be a fucking asshole. He's gonna be a piece of shit. He's gonna.
Oh, so China, bang! Like,
Dude.
I
Oh
was like,
my
what the fuck?
god, dude.
That scene alone, like, okay, I shat on it when I watched the trailer because I thought it was a fucking meme of a fucking line.
Right.
So like, well, what American are you? Like I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, come on now, like it.
Nah,
But
dude.
that scene was actually one of my, not my
That was.
favorite, but that was like a really impactful scene for me.
I
Like
think that was
scene was pretty,
probably the best scene of the movie, to be honest
yeah,
with you. That movie.
incredibly
Not that movie.
acted,
That
incredibly
scene
acted, dude.
fucking hit, dude. That scene hit. And and Jesse Plemons, like, he's a fucking phenomenal actor. Like, even though he gets
Yeah, great
typecasted
actor.
as like the piece of shit in everything that he ever is in,
Yeah.
he plays a piece of shit really good.
Really well,
He's
dude.
a
I'm like,
really good
whoa,
piece of
dude.
shit, dude.
That's your colleague? Hey, like I was like, holy shit, dude.
He's
I
like
can't stop this.
Colorado, Missouri. That's what I'm talking about. America. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying? Like,
America.
and his it's interesting too because his character is the one thing that I was okay with not really knowing his affiliation, because it felt
Because
like the
it blurs
affiliation
the
there
line.
did not matter. He
Yeah,
was just an asshole, you know.
right. And like if the whole movie was like that, I would love this. You know what I mean? Like because like you notice that both sides wear the same like colored camo.
Hmm.
Like, so, like, which I'm assuming is supposed to represent like, the sides are, you can't. It's a gray thing. Like
It's
you can't
blurred. The line is
see
blurred. You
who's
don't
on which
know.
side. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So I thought it was gonna be more of that. You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Hmm.
Because we don't know. Like with that scene, the where are you from scene, with Jesse Plemons, like I thought, I was like, "Oh, like who the fuck are these guys? Like, did
Hmm.
they like steal those uniforms? Are they a part of the Western faction? Or are they part of the U.S. government? Like, or are they just stationed out here?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was gonna be the whole film of me like trying to like the viewer trying to figure that out.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah. I
um,
agree. I would have
you know,
liked more of that on a grander scale. And the thing is too is if you think about it, all the best parts of this movie are the ones that they do that. Are the ones where we don't
the
know.
opening scene, the opening
Yes,
scene
dude.
that
Yes,
blew
exactly.
up the water tank. I was like, "Oh, what a fucking way to open up this fucking movie to
Hmm.
me." I
Hmm.
was like, okay, I'm set.
Yeah,
I was,
I was
I'm
in, dude.
sitting
My
down.
seatbelt
I'm
was
sitting down
buckled, bro.
watching. Yeah, I'm buckled in, right?
Yeah,
I'm locked in.
yeah, yeah.
But
That was it, man.
it's
So
just, yeah,
I get you,
for
dog.
sure.
I get you. I'm glad we're on the same page here because
Yeah,
I do feel that there's a level of thought piece to this movie that is worth
mhm,
having, because the movie isn't like this mindless, brainless bullshit. Like, it's not. It has some decent
yeah,
talking points to it. It just it sacrificed a little bit of its entertainment factor for a convoluted story. And I think that that was to its
yeah,
detriment at the end of the day, because even though this movie is beautiful and well filmed and has great audio design, has very great character moments, and makes us like feel the stakes all the time throughout the movie, when you don't really know why things are like unfolding the way that they're unfolding, can you really say that it's like a deep story? Because
yeah.
like
Because
I understand too that like this movie, it seemingly is put in the frame, the perspective of the younger girl Jessie. It's because it's supposed to feel like she is us. We're the audience, and we're seeing this from her perspective. She doesn't know all these answers either. She's just there, but I'm sure she certainly knows more than we did during the
right,
movie. And it felt like there were some like, I'm not saying that I needed to know clearly who was the bad guy and who was the good guy, but
yeah,
I needed to at least see a little bit more of the conflict on a tighter scale, because like there's a scene the first time that they're like hit the road and they're like staying the night somewhere, right? And he's kind
mhm,
of like, oh, I want to go over there where all like the guns and shit were firing off.
yeah,
I wanted to see that I want to see what was happening there. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah,
Is like
because
even
we
if they
saw
were
it
just
like
closer.
yeah, like I was just thinking about this. Like this film feels like the end of a book. Like you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
like like the last like 50 pages or some shit. You know,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
however many. Like the last act of a book. Because I feel like there's a lot more to tell before this.
Hmm.
You know, like getting to this point, especially with Jesse, right? Because if you recall that scene where they drive through that town that seemingly unaffected,
Yes, yeah.
you know, that unaffected by the war, they're like, oh, the shopkeep's like, oh, we just stay out of it.
We just stay out. We just yeah. We
Yeah, we
don't.
don't. Yeah. Um, I was hoping like Jesse would comment since she's the youngest of the group. That she would comment something like, "Oh, I didn't know there was a world like this before the conflict." You know what I mean? Like, or
like
something like that. You know,
I yes, no,
expanding on
it
it.
hit me. We needed some more storytelling about this world rather
Mhm.
than just the journalists that are in the world. Like
Yeah,
because like
exactly.
I
You
feel
got it.
because I feel like we had such a dope fucking world in this, a dope
Mhm.
scenario, a dope environment, if you will, that went so untouched that like I would because to me honestly, and I was in my notes I'd put this. I think that this would have made a better like 10 episode limited series
Yes,
than a
I
movie.
was thinking that the whole time. I was
And
thinking that.
I feel like that that it would have behooved this movie a little bit, big word for the night.
Yeah,
It
big
would have
word.
behooved this film to really because all right, let me back up. One of the best TV shows we've ever watched thus far in the year of our Lord, 2020 to 2024 now, has been The Last of Us, right?
Yes.
If we think about why The Last of Us was good, it was not just because the video game was good, they had a original IP to kind of grow inspiration off of, but the setting in The Last of Us is so deeply explored throughout the course of that show that
Yes.
that was a big part of why the show was so good. We've talked about in depth of how video game adaptations typically are dog shit. And The Last
Mhm.
of Us was not. And a lot of that was because they weren't afraid to really allow us to explore this fucked up world that we're now living in this story. And they
Mhm.
really didn't do that. To me it felt like cuz if you think about the story of The Last of Us even, that's another
Mhm.
on the road running into an
Yeah, like
issue, get in the car, continue run into an issue. And even The Last of Us does the stakes of those situations just this much better than than we got in this movie, but they also have good like storytelling of the greater world around them
yeah,
along with
expanding the
it.
world. Yeah.
And
Because
I feel like that yes, I feel like that's probably the big thing that we're missing out of this because
yeah,
it
I was do
go ahead.
gotta say, because like yeah, in The Last of Us, like just to reiterate your point, like The Last of Us, each time they got somewhere, we got like a scene of something else happening within the world. Like whenever they got to Kansas City, I think, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And they what's that? The lady who takes control of the wherever the fuck that is,
Yes,
like who's
right, yeah.
yeah, and we see the riots happening. We see scenes of that, which then set up to now Joel and Ellie are here, and how that will affect them, and then they meet Sam and stuff like that. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Yes, exactly.
like you can tell a story like that. Like if there was more of that in Civil War, like oh, like we get to this new area, why is it so untouched? Besides just like having one scene of them like looking up to the roof. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Uh,
right. Yeah.
and so I was like,
And here's the
okay,
thing
yeah.
too. The one time that they actually do this again is Jesse Plemons' scene. That's
Yeah.
the one time that they really say, okay, let's make you actually feel the effects of this fucking world right now. Like, let's hit you in the fucking face with it. And we do. The setup to it and everything between them seeing the two fucking guys in the other truck, and then all of that happens, and then now we're
Mhm.
looking for
Which is
whatnot.
kind of stupid. I don't know why they did
It
that.
was so fucking
I'll be
dumb, but
honest.
like it was so dumb. But the lead up into it, up to them being kind of like, this feels bad, this doesn't feel good, and to what ends up unfolding, that's what we were looking for all the other 8 different stops that they made. And but
Mhm.
like all the other stops feel, I don't know, widely less significant because they
Yeah.
don't hit the same way. Like I see that their purpose there was mostly to traumatize Jesse, is really kind of like their main purpose. But
Yeah.
I like my trauma to have a good plot line, you know what I mean? Like I like
Yeah.
my trauma to not just be impact for the sake of impact. I want it to unfold something more, for expand on things for me a little bit. So that traumatic thing feels like it's actually stacking on top of the story rather than just being another plot device to continue the story moving forward, right? Like to
Yeah.
me, that's what I like out of that, and I feel that that is missing from so many important parts of this movie. That even though the movie is beautiful and filmed well and has great sound design and all this stuff, it's an A24 movie, and we love A24 movies. Even though that is the case, this is not
Fall
my
short.
favorite A24 movie.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
and
totally
that
agree.
breaks my heart a little bit, because coming off of the greatness that was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and
Mhm.
going into this
Yeah.
movie and having it be just fundamentally not in the same caliber of storytelling, of expansion, of the willingness to go there, it kind of makes this movie feel a little uninspired, considering this is the director that gave us 28 Days Later. You know what I
Yeah, I was
mean? Like
surprised.
one of the greatest like horror movies of all fucking time, because of how well it does expand on that world and expand on that story. And I feel and I don't know necessarily if it's because of Alex Garland, if it's because of the writers, what have you. But there was something about this movie that felt too zoned in when it didn't need to be zoned in. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
the funny irony of that is that we're so focused on these four characters and what's going on with them, that we're losing the peripheral of what's going on in the world around them, when the only thing they care about is what's going on in the world around them.
Yeah, the characters care about the world, but we don't get to see it.
We didn't
You
get
know
to
what I
see any
mean?
of it. Yeah, right.
And I would love, like, I would love those different perspectives. I was literally thinking, like, what you said about you wrote that in your notes about how like this would have been a great like 10 episode like
It's been a
miniseries.
phenomenal fucking limited series, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking like, man, imagine like the same topic with like The Last of Us. Like every episode, it's a new person living in, instead of just the journalist. Let's say
Hmm.
it's a new person living in it, whether it be like this is now the perspective of a soldier, now a perspective of a family,
Hmm.
now a perspective of the president. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
um,
right.
it would have been cool. That would have been very sick.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like the in this, and we're to reiterate, we're not shitting on this film. This film is well made, and
I think
uh
because, and I hate to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
yeah, you're
I
good.
think it's just one of those things where like we do like this movie because it is a good movie, but the only bad thing to talk about with this movie is so blaringly in your face that like it's like it is
Hard to ignore.
a big detriment to this film. Like it's the one thing that held this film back to me, because there is so much greatness in this movie. There's a lot of
Mhm.
great shit in this fucking movie, but it's so tethered down by this refusal to expand on things that are happening in the greater world around them, that I like left the movie thinking like holy shit, like that, like I felt like tight and like oh, like I needed to kind of like stretch a little bit because I could feel that like
Yeah.
my whole body was still like, oh, like on edge the entire movie.
Yeah, like, it was
Um,
tensing up because, like, there's so many tense and there's so many intense and anxious moments and
mhm,
uncomfortableness throughout the film, and then it doesn't get to that, like, climax that you would want or you would hope for,
right,
so then you're
right.
just left like, "Okay,
Mhm,
cool.
mhm.
I guess I
The
gotta clap now,"
and
and then, like,
it
I'll leave.
sucks. It sucks too because the ending of this movie, I don't know if I actually liked the end of this movie, to be honest with you, because
I
I
did
feel
I thought it was gonna be different.
I
I thought it
felt
was gonna be
like the
different.
end of this movie was the epitome of everything we're talking about here. It just felt so pointless, like to me, like the end of this movie just
Yeah.
it felt like they like A24 walked on set and they were like, hey, we don't have any more money. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I
Usually
mean?
how it
Let's
is.
let's get out of here, guys. Or they came on, they said, look, like this needs to be out in 3 months. You know what I mean? Like let's go. Let's move. You know, and so like the final act of this movie is actually very, very good. The last
Action-packed, dude.
10 minutes of this movie is very not good. Because it comes to this fucking final act that is just like fucking skyrocketing, comes to
And
a
then just
screeching halt out of fucking nowhere.
right there and you're like, "That's how we're doing this?
That's
Like,
what we're doing.
that's
That's
what we're
it,
doing."
dude.
Because I thought, because their whole goal
Mhm.
is to get to this point at
Yes,
the end of the film,
they're
and
there.
sorry
They're
for
there, dude.
sorry yeah, sorry for being so vague about this. We wanted to be spoiler
Yeah,
free. We wanna
we can't fuck you guys
yeah.
up with that. So
So
sorry.
I'm gonna try to explain it as well as I can without spoiling. So they get to this point, um and I thought they were gonna do the thing that they were gonna set out to do,
Mhm.
at least
That
for a
they
little
talk
bit,
about the
for like
entire
for
movie. Yes,
yes, at least maybe like one question, like one statement,
like
or,
real
or they did
question,
get one
right?
state.
Right.
They did get one, but like I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, and then like maybe maybe there's from that character maybe something more to add, but they
Something
kind of
more
alluded
fucked
to it.
up, like like
Yeah, yeah,
something, you know.
yeah. But they alluded to it in the beginning, right? With the Sammy, right?
Hmm.
Sammy,
Hmm.
and he's like, yeah, like Mussolini and blah blah blah. Like they're usually lesser men when you get to meet them. You know what I mean?
Right, right, exactly. And I thought that
And
would be
so like,
foreshadowing something, right?
yeah, I thought it would be like, oh, maybe it'd be like opposite, like for like anti foreshadowing type of thing. You know what I mean? Or like, or like we would get to see more of this monster that they're portraying
Hmm.
or trying to portray. That is
Yeah, right, right,
right.
right, right.
Either or, right? So it kind of sucks that it ended the way it did because I'm like, well, this is not satisfying for anyone, and I guess that's what Alex Garland wants to make it seem pointless, but
Which is right,
but
which is the problem in and of itself,
that's
you
the
know, like
problem. Like I know it's pointless, so why state it again? Like we get that it's pointless now. Like,
hmm.
but
Hmm.
like why is it? Like, why should it be pointless? Like, what's the importance of this pointlessness? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, what are you trying to convey to us, the viewer? Like, and and film is art, and art is in the eye of the beholder. Like, in art is up for interpretation by anyone who looks at
Right,
it,
right,
and
right,
like
right.
we like and I'm not saying like Alex Garland is wrong or stupid or whatever. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying
For
like
sure.
I'm confused as to what he's trying to tell me. Like,
Yeah.
what is he trying? I don't know what to take from this film. I
Hmm.
don't know what to do.
When the hit movie Rebel Moon has better environmental and worldly storytelling
I don't know.
than this
I don't
movie.
want to talk about that
I'm
movie.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't want to talk about
I'm
that
kidding.
movie.
That movie
Please don't.
has like
No,
no
I don't want to
storytelling.
sour this night.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Well, I mean, we're only a couple weeks away from that bad boy. We're gonna talk about that.
watch it be good. Watch it be
Watch it
good.
be so good, dude. I
I
know,
saw the
right?
trailer and I was like, no,
I
it
know it
looks
looks good.
good.
I don't do this
I
again
was
to
like,
me,
it
dude.
looks good. The trailer looks good. I was like, no, am I liking this?
Oh my
Am I
god,
liking
man.
this?
Well, all we needed was our boy back. We just needed our robot boy back. That's all we
Yeah,
needed, and
dude.
then
And I was
they'll be
like,
here.
damn, they got me. He heard me. He must have heard me, dude.
DJ,
But
should people see
anyway, yeah.
this right away? And what is your score, my man?
Is this going to streaming anytime soon?
You know,
Is there like a hard date, or is it
eight
just
eight
like,
twenty 824 stuff. Let me see.
or is it going to like some random ass shit like Stars or like Peacock?
No,
Like,
it doesn't end up going. Typically, they end up on HBO. Usually, is
okay,
where
yeah,
they end up
yeah,
going.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Or Hulu. Civil War streaming. Let's see here. Oh, Showtime streaming status. When will Civil War movie be available to stream? Okay, Esquire, I'm gonna need you to kind of wrap this up here for me.
Let's
They
tell you.
do not answer the question.
Okay, yeah,
It
sure,
just says,
whatever.
what is it
Um,
about? They explain it, and then when does Civil War hit theaters? April 12th.
I
Hasn't announced a streaming date for Civil War, but CD has a partnership with Max, so it should eventually land on the streamer. So yeah,
yeah,
Max.
okay. I guess I will say, wait till you have a free weekend to go see it,
Okay.
or a free day to go see it.
Okay, that's fair.
Not right away. You don't need to go clamoring for it, because this is a very well made film, and I think you would lose a lot of the like impact of like certain scenes if you don't experience it in a theater that has like really good audio. Because like when they're fighting and they're fucking shooting guns, dude, that audio punches you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it punches you hard, and it's and each I do have to admit, like, every bullet fired is purposeful,
That
if
is
that makes
true.
sense.
That is true. Yeah.
Very purposeful. So, like, if you're watching this, if you're streaming this later on a shoddy audio setup, it's not going to hit the same as like, you sitting in the theater and feeling the impact of those bullets
Mm-hmm.
and the sounds, right? So I would suggest going to watch this in theaters, but not right away. Whenever you have time. Um, and I guess I'll give it a score of 7. I think it's
Seven.
a
Okay.
7
Okay.
for me. Yeah.
I'm here for my friend. Yeah, I also don't think you guys necessarily need to see it this weekend. It could probably wait till next weekend, the weekend after maybe.
Mhm.
It is a good movie. I just think that there's a level of pseudo intelligence. Like the movie's trying to be big brain, and it because of such, it's
Yeah,
not.
and it's not pretentious at all. Like,
No, 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 no.
like this whole discussion that we just had, like, is because we actually do enjoy the film. It's just like, there's certain messages that we would wish
It
were
is
expanded upon.
this is a because listen, I'll just give you my score now. This is a 7. This is a 7 as well.
This is
But this
actual
this
7.
is a 7 that could have been a 9 if they would
Exactly.
have cleared this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
this could have been arguably almost a 10
Mhm.
if they would have cleaned this shit up. But unfortunately, we're here telling you guys that there are some things in this movie that felt a little I don't know, uninspired. It felt a little uncreative. And
Yeah.
that kind of was a bummer for a movie that is as good of a high of a quality as this movie is. I mean, this is A24's first real big budget movie to this
Yeah.
level, and they really went there with this. I just wish that the remaining amount of that budget would have went to the writers.
Yeah, like the marketing for this, you and I both saw it. The marketing for this was this film was advertised to us as like it checked all the boxes of what we thought was going to happen, right?
Mhm.
It's A24. It's their biggest budget film yet.
Mhm.
Alex Garland's manning the wheel. Okay. It's a Civil War film, a modern Civil War film in about a second Civil War, right? And it's set in America, and it talks about like American politics. I was like, dude, this is a formula for something like like the reason I hated on it before watching it, right? I was, because you and I, we both talked about this, and Devin as well. Because I
Right.
was saying I think this is gonna be like stupid in the sense of it's gonna be super pretentious, right?
Right.
And you were excited because of like the people around this thing, and A24. You're like, this might be the best movie we'll see in like the next, like in the last 5 years.
Right.
And the movie landed in the middle of both of us, of
Hmm.
our opinions before the film. You know what I mean? Like that's what I take it as. It's like it's okay. It's just it could have been Ernell's vision of being the best thing, but it's not, also not my vision of it being really bad and super pretentious.
Yeah, right. And I mean like that, and that's fine. The movie is fine. Like I think
Mhm.
that that is just kind of where this movie is okay with sitting. I don't necessarily think A24 was trying to make a huge banger out of this. I mean like every movie tries to be like a huge banger obviously, but like
Mhm.
I think Alex Garland, to be honest with you, I think he was kind of checked out by the end of this movie.
I mean, he
Because
did
I
say
mean
he's
with the
quitting
information.
filmmaking.
Right, with the information that we know that like this was Alex Garland's like last sort of like real seat, like opportunity in the director's seat, he probably could have gotten to like, part of the way through his movie and just said, well, I don't know how I feel about this fucking story and like how this like
I
plays
mean,
out,
we
and
could also drop any like type of thing, because like think about it. Like I feel like he's quitting filmmaking, like maybe the filmmaking process. Maybe like there is a Alex Garland director's cut of Civil War that we don't have. No, like I'm being
I know,
serious.
I know.
Like,
Yeah, I know
I
you're not
know
being
it is
cheeky, but
funny.
it's funny.
It's funny because
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm being serious because like I would trust him more if there was. By the way, but
Sure, no, 100%.
yeah,
He's on
like
Boy Cried
maybe
Wolf.
there was more story to tell. He just couldn't tell it because of, like you said, maybe A24 is like, there's 3 months left for dude, like
Yeah,
please wrap this
right,
shit up.
right.
You know what I mean? So we don't know, and we might not ever know. But this is what we got. We have to review it as is,
Yep.
right?
And it's a fun movie. So we hope you guys
Fine.
enjoy that bad boy. And well, until then, this has been 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted each and every week. If you liked what you heard, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services near you. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Show. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, hitting subscribe, or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and we'll be right here waiting for you. We have to get going, everybody. But until next time, my friends, where are you from?
America.
Oh, God.